And one TV show that I watched recently that totally confused me as to just why. I don't like to moan and rant and rave and complain on here. I don't like to complain. However, I've got to say I'm there. I've reached it. I've reached that bit where I get to during every single organisation project where I'm feeling tired, totally overwhelmed, surrounded by mess, and wondering why I ever started this. Hi guys, Ree here from mummyof4.com. Welcome back to another super chatty weekly vlog. I am in a very happy sunny mood because the sun is shining, and here in the UK we get a lot of rain anyway, and we love moaning about the weather, don't we? But I feel like our summer is taking a really long time to get to us this year. Now if you think back to the big lockdown year, it was sunscreen galore from like late March, early April, wasn't it? And it's just not been the case. But now it is flipping glorious outside. So I'm really happy. So over the next few days, I do actually need to get out my summer clothes and the children's summer clothes, because that's something I have not done yet because the weather's just been so grim. But you know what? It's coming. The summer is coming. And do you just notice, like when you meet people out and about, you just sort of see people in passing, like walking to do the school run. As soon as the sun shines, everyone's like, hello, how are you? Oh, isn't it a glorious day? It just raises everybody's mood so much. I'm feeling pretty positive actually. I also wanted to just kind of say a massive thank you. If you watched my last like chatty vlog, like week vlog type thing, which was a life update, so I will link that like down below. But if you caught that, I shared some quite sort of personal things that I was nervous to share, not because I was in any way ashamed of anything I was saying, but just the internet can be such a funny place. And don't get me wrong, I've had some, it always gets, you know, the nature of it, you just have to kind of try and take it with a pinch of salt. But the overwhelming response has been, thank you so much for talking about the topics, for raising awareness of mental health. And the vast majority of comments have just been so lovely and supportive, and so many people saying, you know, they really need to hear this. And I'm glad I did it, and I just wanted to thank you. Feeling very blessed at the moment. God, I sound cheesy now, don't I? But I wanted to kind of thank you all. I've got to go and get the children from school in just a minute. But first, I want to show you something I've got that I need to try out. Okay, so you know I'm kind of a dry shampoo junkie because it's not really washing my hair, it's drying my hair I hate. I used to wash my hair every 48 hours religiously, and now I wash it every 72 hours. If I wash it more frequently, I need to wash it more frequently. This collab shampoo, dry shampoo, I've been really enjoying. So I've got another one of those. That's the unicorn smell. But I haven't tried this before. This is an overnight dry shampoo. Now, quite frankly, I'm not going to try it now because I only ever put it in before bed anyway. But I thought I'd try that. So has anyone given that a go for any length of time? And is it any good? I'll try it over the next few days and see what we think. But just thought I'd share that because I hadn't seen it before. Right, now I've got to go and get my little darlings from school, but at least the sun is shining. Okay, home now from the school run, which is just glorious in this nice weather. I can't wait to get my summer stuff out. And I've decided to make a start. This was an impulsive. Sometimes I'm like, I'm going to organise this today, and other times I'm like, I'm pulling this out right now. And the thing I've decided to pull out right now is all of the coats that were in this cupboard. I could not move. I'm pretty sure some of these coats do not even fit my children, so why are they in this cupboard? I've now got to put them all away again. But some of the coats perhaps that are a bit hefty for the summer, we're not going to need for a while. The more wintry coats I can put in a different wardrobe that's not so easily accessible. I can pull them out again in the winter, and then it'll just be easier, less of a stuffed overflowing coat cupboard. Hopefully less will fall on the floor. Got those coats cleared away. There were an alarming amount of coats in there that didn't even fit anyone, so that's looking a bit clearer now. The children are now playing in the garden. It's glorious out there. They're having a whale of a time, and I am going to sort out some dinner. Now, luckily I had a HelloFresh delivery last night. If you've been around here for a while, you will know I'm a big fan of HelloFresh. I love that it just takes the guesswork out of dinner. We end up trying loads of new yummy things we'd never normally try, and I'm always amazed at how well my family actually end up eating what is put in front of them, things I never thought they'd eat, partly because I get the children involved in choosing the meals, and then they're far more likely to eat something they've picked. Sometimes I get them involved in preparing things, although I can't see that they're going to want to get involved today because they're having so much fun playing outside. You choose the meals online that say they take 20 minutes, but then you've got 30-minute or 40-minute options as well. You can choose by cuisine. You can substitute in if you are vegetarian with different options. But honestly, one of the nicest things is just being able to put HelloFresh on the meal plan and not having to think about all the ingredients, because I know the recipe and all of the ingredients are going to show up and the meal will be delicious with minimal brain power from me, which, as a busy working mum, that is exactly what I need in my life. If you use the link or QR code on screen now and the code HFMummy60, you can get 60% off your first box and 25% off for the next 2 months, plus free gifts. So tonight I'm going to go for this chicken and pepper fajita bowl, which looks rather yummy. Let's make dinner. Dinner was absolutely delicious. The children all thoroughly enjoyed it. I've now cleared up in the kitchen, sorted out a bit of washing, and now it's time to go and do all of bedtime. I realised I haven't done a full evening routine in a really long time. Like, I don't think I've done an evening routine video since we moved here, so I don't know whether that'd be something you'd be interested in seeing. The other one I was thinking of doing, again, I know I've done quite a lot of morning routine videos before, but thinking about it, quite a lot has changed since my last one, which might have been quite a long time ago. Actually, it might have been 2021 I last did a morning routine video. Someone let me know when I last did a morning routine video. I think it was quite a while ago, maybe last year, 2022. I don't know. It was a while ago anyway. So let me know if morning or evening routines, updated ones, would be something you'd be interested in seeing. So it's finally that time of the year, and yes, I say finally, it's flippin' May. I know other years I've done this earlier in the year, but it is finally time to put away some winter clothes and get out some summer ones. I've never identified as someone who has like sad, the seasonal affective thing. So I wouldn't say winter makes me especially miserable, but oh my goodness, summer makes me so happy. As soon as the sun's shining, I'm like, so I'm really excited to get out some summer clothes. I've been doing this big wardrobe switch around now for a few years, and the main reason is, well, a few reasons. First of all, it forces me to sort out clothes at least twice a year. So it forces me to donate things, get rid of things, have a clear out, have a bit of a declutter that aren't being used or the children have grown out of, or a scruffy got holes in them, whatever. It forces me to do that. And also it makes me just a bit less like sad and miserable when all of my clothes are in my wardrobe. So even if I had a massive wardrobe, like much bigger than I've got, I think I'd still like to do this, because there's nothing more miserable than like seeing a lovely summer dress but it's winter so you can't wear it, or just not being able to see the wood for the trees, I think. So the only things in my wardrobe when I open it are seasonal appropriate. It makes choosing things easier. It means I'm actually wearing the stuff I've got rather than just being kind of overwhelmed when I'm trying to decide what to wear. So the plan, if you've not seen me do one of these before, I've got an ottoman bed where I store the kind of off-season clothes, and I do that for myself and the girls. For William, I just move his off-season clothes up to his top rail and kind of switch things around. So hopefully I'm going to do this for myself, the girls and William today, and make a list of kind of the missing bits in their wardrobe. The bits that, like, does one of them need new shorts because they've all grown out of them, or new t-shirts or whatever, like what is missing. So it's also a good point to kind of do an assessment of what I need to buy, but before buying things, know what they've actually got, because sometimes you can buy things and be like, oh, actually they have plenty. I think if I pull out the stuff from under the bed, because otherwise once I've dumped a lot of stuff on the bed, I can't, get under there. Pull out a load of stuff from under the bed, and then I can empty out my wardrobe, assess what's being stored away and what is going back in and what's being donated, what's no good anymore. And then I can start refilling it, and then perhaps we'll do the same process for the girls and hopefully William. I know this is one of those jobs that I don't enjoy doing the job. I just love it when it's done. It's just one of those things that's so satisfying. It feels like I've got actual new clothes, like I've just been out and bought myself new clothes, because these are things I haven't seen in at least 6 months. So without further ado, because I'm just procrastinating now because I don't want to do it, let's get going. So that's the rail of the wardrobe emptied. There is another higher up rail, which is kind of jumpers, sweatshirts, things like that. And to be honest, although I might put some of them away, most of them, that's the kind of thing that I would put on first thing in the morning, last thing in the evening, or sling over something if it's a cooler day, and kind of comfy, casual. So I don't know, might put some of those away, but largely I tend to keep those out kind of year round. Equally, vest tops I tend to keep out year round because I either wear them under things in the winter or just on their own in the summer. So some of those will go straight back into my wardrobe. But I have now got a big old pile on my bed, so I need to decide what's going back into the wardrobe and what is going to be put away into packing cubes. I have found plenty of these packing cubes under the bed. Obviously, if you've seen my pack with me videos, you know I love a packing cube for organising packing, but they can be used for packing seasonal stuff away as well, and are just so handy, so much better than just shoving things under the bed. Can you imagine how difficult that would be to sort? Let's sort through the winter stuff and decide. It's mostly just vest tops and 1 or 2 short sleeve tops going back in the wardrobe, and then we can go through this rather large pile of summer stuff that I've found, get some of that sorted, and then move on to the girlies. Okay, now I'm going to put the bits and pieces that I think I want to keep out. I might have kept a bit much out actually, so I might have to slim it down again. Back in the wardrobe, just to clear the bed. I can get some of the winter stuff in packing cubes away, out of my face. Then I can start tackling my summer stuff and then move on for the girls. Exciting bit, which is getting out the new clothes. They're not new. I've had most of them for years, but I haven't seen them in flipping ages. So I'm going to sit here with my big pile of hangers. Oh. I'm going to go through these packing cubes one at a time, deciding what I am going to keep. I'm going to do my little cheat hack of anything that's looking especially creased and awful. I'm not going to iron everything now. I'm either just going to hang it up and deal with it later, or I'm going to stick a load of stuff in the dryer just on low for a few minutes just to kind of freshen it up, because I don't have time in my life to iron absolutely everything now. And then, for it to be honest, some of these things, if they've been squashed in the wardrobe, would need addressing again before putting them on anyway. So I'm just not doing that right now before anyone mentions in the comments. Anyway, while I am doing all this right now, I am going to have a little chat with you. A chat I like having because I like recommendations from other people about TV shows, what we've been watching, some recommendations, and one TV show that I watched recently that totally confused me as to just why. So we'll get to that. So my first one, right, let's start with the dresses packing cube because that feels the most summery. And while we open this, we're going to start with Bridgerton. Now, Queen Charlotte recently came out. I mean, have you seen Bridgerton? It's incredibly popular. It's on Netflix. It's based on a series of books, and it's produced, it's like the work of Shonda Rhimes, who I flippin' adore. Shonda Rhimes is Grey's Anatomy, she's Scandal. She's just all these amazing shows that are my favourites ever. Her style of writing is amazing. Her audiobook, The Year of Yes, is one of my favourites ever. But you've got to listen to it because just the way she reads it, her patterns of speech, the delivery on it is just, oh, so good. It's just, if you need a metaphorical kick up the backside, you're feeling in a bit of a slump, that book's amazing. Anyway, Bridgerton, there's 2 seasons of it. They're working on season 3 now, and it's based on 8 siblings, and it sort of looks at each sibling in one book, so each series would focus on one sibling. But it's set at the time when King George was on the throne and Queen Charlotte. King George, who was also known as Mad King George, had mental health issues that obviously they didn't understand at the time, and Queen Charlotte was kind of sort of ruling on her own. So the latest Bridgerton edition, the latest Bridgerton offering, which is just, oh, I loved it. It's called Queen Charlotte. It's based on her story. It's part history, part a reimagining of history, because there's lots about integration of race and things that did not historically happen at that time. It sets up the Bridgerverse as we have seen it in seasons 1 and 2 by explaining through fiction that is done on purpose, mixed with historical accuracy, how the Bridgerverse came to be. So it flits between current Bridgerverse, which is, you know, the time that we've seen in seasons 1 and 2. Am I going to wear that, or is that looking a bit scruffy? I don't know. We'll put that in a decide later pile. It flits between then. Ditto for that. Is that looking a bit picky? Don't know. Put it in the decide later pile. So it flits between then and when Queen Charlotte came to the throne, and she was basically sold by her brother, in effect, to marry King George. She was shipped over and married him as soon as she arrived, like within an hour of arriving at the palace. The whole show is just beautiful. It's beautifully put together. They do this fantastic, you know, an episode from her angle, then a couple of episodes later they do it from George's angle to kind of give his perspective and fill in the gaps. I thought it was beautifully done, beautifully shot. Loved it, loved it, loved it. I will rewatch as comfort TV. In fact, I've recently rewatched Bridgerton series 1 and 2. If I'm not sitting like talking to you guys while I'm doing stuff, I've often got something on in the background. I'll have it on my phone. Often you see me with like a little earpiece in, and that's generally because I am either listening to a podcast or an audiobook, or I've got something like Bridgerton, which is like comfort TV. I've seen it before. I don't need to like intensely watch it, and I'll just have it on to keep me company, and I find it helps me with really boring mundane jobs. Bridgerton, Queen Charlotte, 10 out of 10, would recommend to a friend. And you're all my friends. Next, one that I was not so fussed on. I'm gonna talk about it. I don't like to moan and rant and rave and, you know, complain on here. I don't like to complain. However, Obsession on Netflix. What the actual? I just felt, I'm gonna ask you to skip ahead if you haven't seen it, because I am gonna put spoilers in here because it just makes so little sense. Okay, so it's so confusing. What is the motivation of the characters in the show? So this girl who's clearly got problems, who's marrying the son, meets the dad. Now they set up the dad as happily married, happy, content with the job, content with his wife. If they'd set him up with miserable, unhappy, whatever, you could kind of think, oh well, maybe that's why he's doing it. Or if they did the meet between the dad and the fiance of the son, and they didn't know who the other one was, and there was a spark and an attraction, and they were both unhappy, and then maybe that's the motivation. It doesn't make it right, but you can understand the character's motivation. However, there was nothing. It's like, happy man bumps into son's fiance. They both know who the other one is, but instantly, for no apparent reason that the audience can see, they kind of hook up. What is the motivation? And then all the way through, it's like, what is the motivation? And then how it all blows up horribly. So okay, I won't spoil the end of it, but something awful happens. And then the dad's like, oh, I don't regret it. I wouldn't change anything. What am I watching? I started watching it and I was like, this is weird. I don't understand. Like the writing. And I don't feel like I'm criticising any one person here. I'm not like, that actor was bad, or that hundreds, if not thousands of people would have gone into making this. How was it allowed to come to be? That's my question. I mean, how? Why? Okay, I found a bag of what seem to be predominantly Disney t-shirts. So do you know what? I think I might leave all these in here. Okay, back to the why. Just why? That's my question. Did no one sense check that? Have you seen Obsession on Netflix? What did you think of it? Were you as confused as me as to how it was allowed to be made without being sense checked? That's all I'm saying. So Obsession, yeah, didn't get it at all. Just, they were nonsensical scenes in it. Just from the right, like there were opportunities along the way for someone during the making of that, whether it was the writer or whoever it was accepting the project, or then the person that turned it to a screenplay. Because I understand it's a book. Does the book make more sense? Is the motivation more obvious? Yeah, it just, the whole thing made no sense and was quite disturbing. So would just avoid, unless you want to watch it in order to see what I'm talking about, which is a good way to waste several hours of your life. My husband thinks this is a deck chair dress, by the way. Looks like a deck chair. Oh well, never mind. Maybe I wanted to look like a deck chair. In something that we are enjoying a bit more so far. I don't know how it's going to go, how it's going to turn out, but so far so good. We started watching Poldark, which I know I'm really late to the party on that. We watched, I think, we're like 2 or 3 episodes in. So far, really loving it. Really, really loving it. And then I love finding a show where I am a bit late to the party and then there's quite a few seasons built up that we can watch. Love that. So far so good. Let me know, have you seen Poldark? Does it continue to get good? And then obviously what I want to know from you guys in the comments is, what should I be watching next? Because when I run out of things, I like to have something lined up. There's nothing worse than sitting there going, for like the 1 hour you're going to sit down and just switch off your brain and watch TV. Spending the whole time looking for something. I like to know what we're watching, watch an episode of something and then switch it off. That's just what I like to do. Right, let's keep plodding with this. I'm putting some bits that I need to try on because I'm not sure what I'm doing with them, and then I can kind of deal with those later in the try on or get rid of pile. Ooh, found some of these dresses I like, I know. Keep hanging these up and then we can move on to the girls. I've got to say I'm there. I've reached it. I've reached that bit where I get to, during every single organisation project, where I'm feeling tired, totally overwhelmed, surrounded by mess, and wondering why I ever started this. However, the thing that's keeping me going is knowing how lovely and exciting it's going to be when the girls have all new clothes and I've got all new clothes. And yes, I can then kind of order some bits and pieces maybe for them to supplement their wardrobe. I can see what the gaps, see what's missing, and actually order them some new clothes. Because if I do that before I get all the clothes out, I just end up doubling up or buying things I don't need or whatever. So I kind of have to do this in order to give myself permission to buy anything new for the girls or for myself. And in order to do that, I need to make space, I need to declutter, I need to clear out anything that's too small. But yeah, right now, I don't want to anymore. Just keep focused, keep the eye on where we're going with it, really. I still don't want to do it. Anyway, must keep going. That's the girls' winter stuff packed away. Got a big pile of that needs to go under the bed. I think actually I'm going to put that away, so at least I've cleared up a bit more of this space. And then I'm going to get out some of their summer things. Okay, so we've got a slight problem in that Miss Bella, come here Miss Bella, has got legs for days and has shot up and grown loads. So a lot of the clothes that did fit Bella last year don't fit her. Now, a lot of Zara's clothes might fit it. She's teetering on growing out of, because some of them are age 3 or 4 of the matchy-matchies. But she's not quite big enough for the one for Bella's. So I think what I'm going to do is put the things that Bella's grown out of away for Zara for maybe next year. It's quite possible that by next year, Bella won't want to match Zara anymore. I don't know. But certainly Zara can wear those next year or the year after. But I was thinking, you know, out of these little diddy ones that Zara's grown out of, I could get a blanket made. Now, I'm not skilled enough to do that myself. And if anyone can recommend anyone that I can send a bunch of little dresses to have made into, well, I need 2 quilts from the dresses that they've had in matching fabrics, then I think that would be really special. And then I would feel a nice emotional connection to that. So recommendations for people that do that, please. I'd be really grateful. Now it's time to tackle Will's clothes. We've emptied his wardrobe onto my bed and I'm going to go through what fits, what doesn't fit. I've got friends with little boys younger than Will, so a lot of his clothes get passed on to them, which is really, really nice, and I get to see them again, which is really sweet. And then I know the gaps in his wardrobe. I have a feeling, Will, you're going to be all right for t-shirts, because you've had quite a lot of t-shirts lately. I think it might be shorts and things that you're, well, short of. Jeans wise, I think we keep those on rotation. I think the jeans wear out before you grow out of them, don't they? They end up with holes in the knees and things. And we replace those quite frequently. So let's assess this rest of the clothing situation. So as suspected, William has got about 11 billion t-shirts. And I think the main reason for this is that William's wardrobe is a little bit more all year round than the girls. William tends to wear, in the summer, it's jeans or shorts and a short sleeve t-shirt, maybe a hoodie in the evening. And then in the winter, it's jeans, either a long sleeve or a short sleeve t-shirt. To be honest, he wears short sleeve t-shirts and then just wears them under jumpers. So his short sleeve t-shirts are year round, so he's got more of them. He really doesn't need any more right now. He's got lots that fit him. I have, however, pulled a lot out of his wardrobe that do not fit him. And luckily, my friend that I pass on William's things to is going to pick that stuff up later. Her husband's going to swing by to the door. So that'll be out of the house, which will feel really good. So William's wardrobe's feeling a lot more manageable, a lot more breathable. It's stuff for the girls. They need a few more bits and pieces for tops and dresses. So we need a few more bits for the girls. And for William, it's just all bottoms. So his jeans, as I said, his jeans are fine because I kind of have replaced a lot of those recently, but he's pulled out all the shorts and barely any of the shorts fit. The primary school he's in, they're quite chilled. So as long as he just wears navy shorts, but they're not necessarily like school official shorts. So if I buy him casual-ish navy shorts, he can wear those through school and then through the summer as well. So it's not kind of restricted to just wearing them for school and then he can't wear them at home. So he needs some like navy shorts and he needs some denim-y shorts. But other than that, he's not doing too badly, actually. He's got a lot more than I thought. But then, like I said, it's obvious why. It's because of this kind of more year-round wardrobe, and he's had lots of t-shirts on Disney trips and for Disney trips and things. So still in a bit of a mess, but getting there. My wardrobe is looking pretty cool. The girls' wardrobes, William's wardrobe, it's all feeling a little bit more airy, like we can move things around, and I've got a lot of spare hangers, meaning that I've been really good at doing my declutter because I've not replaced everything. Of course, the girls have got all the kind of Disney-bound dresses that they wore on Disney trips and things, and they'll wear those through the summer. I have just checked, and they seem to fit really nicely for both girls, most of those sizes. So I think I bought them as quite a long, oversized dress. So fingers crossed, a lot of those will be suitable for like through the summer. So the wardrobe in Bella's room is kind of the non-Disney bound stuff, and then I keep all the Disney stuff. I could just shove them all together really, but that's how I kind of got it set up. I've got in Zara's room the like Disney trip stuff, so that's kind of where I was packing from Zara's room, and they were like wearing things from Bella's room, or if I was packing for a non-Disney trip, I'd pack from Bella's room. But I do hang all this stuff up in 2x2. I'm really worried this might be the last year that I can get away with them wanting to match, because at the moment they love it still. And I know it's not going to last forever, so I'm just going to make the most of it while they still want to do it. Now, I know I said I don't actually buy things for the children until I've done the sort out, but Bowden sent me a pretty good code to save a bit of money. They are really good at sending me good codes, actually, and if you follow the link on screen, which is mummy4.com/Bowden, it'll be whatever discount code you'll find on there that is currently running, because the one that I use for this is probably expired by now. Anyway, I've ordered more than I need. Some of this stuff, if not all of this stuff, is going to go back. Hopefully we can find one of the dresses for the girls. My plan was, if the girls didn't need anything, I'd just send all this back. But some of the items were kind of in low stock, so I thought I'd grab them. I've got 2 different sizes for Bella, so I'll definitely have to do a return. I kind of find that I more like to return things if I've ordered more than one size of things. The temptation is to keep too much, isn't there, if there's just one of each. Whereas if there's more than one of each size, then you have to send stuff back, and you more like to send more stuff back. That's just my theory anyway. So let's go and unbox the Bowden box. So girlies, Mummy ordered a few things from Bowden. We're not going to keep all of the stuff. I had to order a couple of sizes for you, and I wasn't sure. I had a feeling that a lot of the dresses wouldn't fit you. I was correct, and there's a bit more that fits you, but anyway, either way, I thought we'd need some more stuff, and I was kind of right. So, do you want to see what we've got?
Yeah.
And then I do need to order shorts for Will. He's fine for t-shirts, but I will do that later on. Okay, let's see what we've got. Ooh, I do love the way they package stuff, look, with all the tissue paper. Very cute. Okay, starting with something quite practical. The girls managed to both go through the knees of their blue leggings at the same time. And this is a colour that goes with a number of different things, isn't it? So yeah. I've actually got, you kind of needed bigger ones anyway. So Bella's got 9 to 10, which is up to 140 centimetres. I know you're 139 centimetres because you couldn't go on the 140 centimetre roller coasters. And Zara, you've just got a straight swap for the leggings that you had a hole in. Okay, so that's the first item sorted. Leggings. Bowden leggings are a really nice kind of quality. So I tend to buy leggings from Bowden. And next, I did look for leggings last time we were in Primark and really didn't find any, so I don't know if that's just the Primark we were in or if they don't have a great selection at the moment. The next thing I got to show you would actually go with those blue leggings on a cooler summer day. And these are, I think these are twirly, girls. Are these the ones I ordered? The girls, some of their favourite dresses are from Bowden, and they're what's called twirly dresses. They are, look how twirly those are, look how full the skirts are. So if you try those on, they'll be really spinny. So I've got this, Bells, in a 9 to 10, and I've also got, because your legs are super long, an 11 to 12. So I don't know if you want both of those on. Do you like the print, girls?
Yes.
Okay, so Bella, you need to try this one and this one. Let me show you. Well, let me show you all the designs of the dresses first, and then we'll get to trying some on. Okay. Then this dress is the same design, but it's in a different print. Which one do you like?
I like them both.
You like them both? I know. I think we need to do a little try on, don't we?
Yeah.
The other dresses I ordered, I added these to my basket when the weather was much more rubbish. And they were in the sale, and I love them. But having just put away, this is, I mean, I could keep the bigger sizes. So that's an 11 to 12. That's literally like a snuggly sweatshirt dress. I've just put away dresses in this size. So my sensible head says send them back. Although, because these are the right sizes for next winter and they were in the sale, so they weren't just like with a discount code, these were actually in the sale, so these were massively reduced. I don't know whether to keep those. So I think perhaps we'll try them on. Yeah. If you love them and they are plenty big enough, we'll consider keeping them and putting them away for September, October time. Okay? Right, let's do a little girly try on before we move on to mummy stuff. Dress girlies, what do you think of those?
Great.
So Bella is wearing the 11 to 12, and she is tall, but she is 140 centimetres tall. 139, are you, Bells? Nearly 140?
I think I probably am 140 by now.
So this technically is for a child up to 152, but I actually prefer that length. Zara's is actually a 6 to 7, but I love it. Yeah. The question is, these dresses or the blue ones? So we know the sizes now, let's try the blue. So these are the blue heart twirlies. They have got this frill detail. Again, we've got an 11 to 12 and a 6 to 7. And they're very twirly, girls. But which one do you prefer, pink or blue?
Pink. I don't know.
You don't know?
Maybe
Bella?
Pinky blue one.
Right.
The one with pinky blue.
It's difficult. Okay.
So both.
Let's vote in the comments. Do we prefer pink?
Maybe pink
or blue? Difficult to choose.
I have to do a trill to
But these would go with our new leggings.
That's true, they would go with your leggings. So these are the wintry dresses. They are gorgeous and they've got pockets.
But it's a bit low down.
Yeah, and I'm reluctant to buy you a smaller size in case you grow. I don't know, my gut tells me with these, beautiful as they are, as you couldn't wear them till the winter, to just send them back in case they're the wrong sizes. What do you think?
Yeah. Twirly print of these.
You wish it was that
These
print,
are
but
really
twirly.
nice,
Okay.
yeah.
Right, so I'm thinking we'll send these back then. As nice as they are in the sale, they were down to like £19 something, but that's still not ridiculously low considering they might not fit. So send those back.
Yeah.
What do you think? Vote in the comments, guys. Should we send them back? Okay, that's the girls sorted. Now to show you what I've bought. I have got 5 dresses to try. I'm going to keep a maximum of 1 of them. I just knew I was sending stuff back anyway, so I thought may as well get a few and try them on, send back what I don't like. So I think the easiest way to show you is to just try them on. So the first one is not something I'd normally choose because it's green and I'm not sure if this is making me look a bit ill and washed out, but style-wise, it's kind of swishy and it's got pockets. I am sort of fiddling with it here with my bra, so I don't know if I need to like hook that on, but what do we think? I'm not sure about this one either. It's kind of a shift and it's got a V-neck back. No pockets in this one. There's kind of not much shape to it though, so not sure if it just feels a bit, don't know. Then we've got this one, which has got kind of slightly puffed up sleeves, a little kind of belted thing. This is like a stretchier fabric. It feels just nice actually. But do I love it? I only really want to keep things and put things in my wardrobe that I absolutely love. Now this one, the main thing I dislike about it is the fabric, in that it's like pure cotton. I just feel like it's going to be a real pain to keep non-creased. It's kind of twirly, like the girls' dresses. I don't know, it's a little bit curtains though. And then I've got this one, which does have pockets. It's got that bit more give in it, which makes me feel like it won't crease as easily. To be honest, the print on this feels a bit jazzy. I'm just not sure. Not sure. And then I've got this one, which I know I like because I have it in black, but then is navy, just too close to black. It's kind of got like a little bit of sleeve detail. Not sure if you can see it, it kind of ties together, which actually I can pull that in a bit more. Kind of gives an illusion of a bit of a waist. So I know I like this, but is it a bit boring and is it a bit silly to have it in navy when I've already got it in black and that's just so similar? I'm so indecisive, please help me decide in the comments. Good morning, guys. Don't know why I'm saying good morning, actually. It's halfway through a weekly vlog, isn't it? So good whatever time of the day it is for you in the middle of a video. Anyway, it is morning for me and I am joyously happy because I'm wearing a summer dress and it's actually sunny outside. Because it's always the fear, isn't it, that you get all these summer clothes out and then the British weather returns. But it's glorious. Not especially boiling, but I don't care. The sun's out and I'm here for it. And I've got to say, getting dressed this morning was a joy. It was a joy to behold because I had all these lovely new clothes to choose from. Spoiler alert, none of them are new. I don't think I'm even going to keep any of the stuff from Bowden, if I'm honest. Probably some stuff for the girls, but I just didn't feel like right in any of the stuff. And I feel like I only want to add anything to my wardrobe if I love it. I really, like years ago, perhaps I would have bought something and not loved it and then regretted it. I only want to add things in that I absolutely can't wait to wear. The only one, to be honest, I liked was the navy one, but it's so similar to the black version. It just will look like I'm wearing the same dress. Anyway, it has made me super happy. I've got all my vest tops together, all my like just normal tops together, and then just this whole load of pretty summer dresses. Obviously I like to store things in rainbow order, but having them in those kind of categories so I can go and find things quite easily just kind of makes me happy, if I'm honest. Also, feeding back on the dry shampoo. So the dry shampoo situation, I have tried out both of them. Obviously the unicorn one I've been using for a while. I think it's great. It's really good. It's also got vitamin E for scalp. I don't really understand what makes this overnight. It says it's a calming scent. I think I prefer this unicorn scent, to be honest. It's also got vitamin E. I think it's just marketed slightly differently and I think it was a little bit more expensive, either £1 or 50p more expensive. So to be honest, you can put that one in before bed, like I do anyway, and then it's the same. So I thought this might be doing something revolutionary because it says you can put it in overnight renew, overnight renew. But yeah, whichever one you like the smell of, or just whichever one's cheaper. But I think when I'm going to repurchase, it's going to be the unicorns. Now it's time to get on with some work. Now, this first thing this morning, I'm doing my very first podcast guest interview with Amy Polly, who is all about mindfulness and really discussing mental health and the importance of it. So I'm really excited to chat to her about that. That will be on the podcast that you'll be able to listen to in your ear holes via your favourite podcast provider. But also I'm going to kind of switch up the way I do the video podcast again. So initially I was doing the video podcast as if you were watching it on YouTube, it just looked like a normal video. But then I had some tech issues where my microphone, because I'm kind of recording the audio on a separate microphone to make the audio better so that it sounds better in your ears and all this business. But I had some let's just say some technical issues where it all went a bit squiffy. So then I was like, right, okay, I'm going to record the podcast where you can see the microphone, you can hold, I'm wearing headphones, so I can check the audio. And those videos, the general feedback I've had from them is they haven't, not as many people have watched them. And I think it's because when I've got headphones on and things, I think my energy levels are different. I don't think I'm quite so me. That sounds ridiculous, but I think I'm a bit more dampened down. I think that comes across on video. I think I'm just not, maybe not as energized. So I'm going back to, if you're watching the video version of the podcast, it's going to look a lot more like a normal video than a podcast recording. So hopefully that will kind of fix that for anyone that prefers video to podcasts, but hopefully the audio will all work because I've got a new funny way of doing the software. I'm not going to bore you with it, but a new bit of software that should make it go less squiffy. And yes, that's the official term for it. So I'm going to record this podcast episode with Amy Polly this morning, and then I've got some editing to do. I've got an updated house tour, which was supposed to go out on 3-year anniversary of us moving into the house. It did not. It did not because I had COVID and that's not when I filmed it, so I had to reorganise my schedule. So it's going to be late, which the perfectionist in me is it's not on time, it's not when I planned for it to go out, but hey ho. And it's a very kind of real and raw house tour in that I just walked around the house. I didn't do it after I'd done a whole house speed clean, I just did it. And in it I'm showing just the realities really of, okay, the house might look reasonably tidy in some areas on the surface of it, but also here's the reality of it. So hopefully that will be interesting and discussing what we've done along the way. And I'm hoping to put some clips of how the house was and things. So you've got that to look forward to as well, if that's the kind of thing you're into. And for those of you who have been asking questions about my mental health and therapy and how it's going, you can click over here because I answered all of that as best I can to give you a little update. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget, if you want to grab that fantastic deal for HelloFresh, all of the details are down in the description. Don't forget to like and subscribe and do the bell and all the YouTubey things, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.